our biggest takeaway is what is up with the love of Bobby Abreu and what is up with everybody forgetting Dr. J?
Yes. Explain yourselves. My list is better than yours.
Philly pride insists that's all. Andrew rapping and Wild Bulls. Together they talk sports and dreams. Right behind the scenes. It seems Philly versus NY. Who the call? Who's the greatest? Who will fall with this rivalry? Now it's here. Join the chat. It's time to cheer. Sports and culture all in one. Catch the fire, feel the fun. Andrew Sistad, Brad unite. Philly NY in the spotlight.
Hey everyone, welcome to episode 38. On this episode, we're going to do a rankings episode, courtesy of Sistad. Top 5 players who played for both New York and Philly teams. We came up with some criteria. It's not just a great player who played for New York and Philly. It has to be a player that had a significant impact on both cities' teams. So, for instance, Pedro Martinez may be the best baseball player that's ever played for both Philadelphia and New York, because he played for the Mets and the Phillies very briefly for the Phillies. But he doesn't count because he didn't have a significant impact on the Phillies. He played there for a couple of months, and he was a back-end starter. So, significant impact in both cities. And was there anything else? That's it, right? That's pretty much the criteria.
Yeah, that's kind of the spirit of it. Yeah, you don't want to have these guys who, like you said, came towards the tail end of their career and they played a handful of games and they sucked. The idea is someone who was good or great for both cities.
Yes. Okay. So both of us are gonna reveal our top 5. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna debate about it. Obviously, mine's gonna be better. We know that. And then we're gonna present some of our subscribers' rankings, as a few subscribers have reached out. If you did reach out with your top 5 and you didn't make it, I'm sorry, we had to cut the list a little bit short. Otherwise, we'd be on here for a couple hours. And then we'll talk about the subscribers' rankings as well. There's a couple in there that intrigued me. I was like, oh, I didn't think about that guy. Then we have I'm calling this the SST. The Sistad Surprise Twist. You're going to want to stay tuned for that.
I will not disappoint you. Maybe we can come up with after hearing everybody's, we can maybe make some adjustments and come up with all the official podcasts top 5. Everyone loves a good ranking, dude.
So you're saying that you're willing to change your mind?
I am.
Wow. Good job, man.
I always change. You know me, dude. I clear thinker,
right.
Listen to the facts, make decisions and judgments based on facts.
Yes, of course you do.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
So who's going to go first?
Do you want to go first?
No, I want you to go first.
I thought you were going to say yes, I'll go first.
Nope,
all right,
I'll
go first. All right. My top 5 players to have played for both New York and Philly teams and have made a significant impact on both sports cities teams, starting with number 5. Right? I'm starting with number 5. You're good with that?
Yes. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Come on.
Starting pitcher, Zach Wheeler. Zach, who changed his name from ZACH to ZACK for the strikeouts.
Yes.
Zach
Very
Wheeler
good.
was drafted by the New York Mets, played a few seasons with the New York Mets, never reached that ceiling that all the expected metrics and all the scouting suggested he would get to. He goes to free agency. This is pre-Cohen era. The Mets don't pay guys back then. And the Phillies steal him from the New York Mets, and Zach Wheeler goes on to become possibly the best starting pitcher in baseball over the last 4 seasons. So a really, really amazing signing by the Phillies. I like this one a lot, dude, because Zach Wheeler's a guy who I like how he was drafted by the Mets, came up, pitched well, was effective, but never reached that ceiling, never reached that height that seemed like he was capable of. And then the Phillies sign him as a free agent, and he becomes that elite starting pitcher that he never was, he never became as a Met. So that's my number 5, Zach Wheeler.
Great answer. Yeah, it's great signing for the Phils. Just probably, between him and I mean, he's got to be better than Hamels, right? I mean, we all love Cole Hamels, but just in terms of reliable guy, like you could count on to pitch really well every 5 days, and pitch extremely well come playoffs. Yeah, he's probably the best Phillies pitcher of my lifetime from that standpoint.
Yeah. So they signed him in the offseason going into 2020.
I remember that. I remember watching his first start, no crowd, obviously, and just thinking, holy shit, this guy is awesome. But I think, I don't know if it was, I think he just it was like that perfect age, right? Where he had all the good, projective metrics, but he just kind of hit his stride. He was probably, 29, 30 when they signed him?
His first season with the Phillies was his age 30 season.
Okay.
So, yeah, they think they signed him when he was 29 that offseason. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, great signing.
He's been incredible. And then, obviously, in 2021, a 7.5 WAR. I mean, this is a guy who's these are his ERAs: 2.78, 2.82, 3.81, 2.57. His WAR is 7.5, 4.8, 4.2, 6.1. So yeah, he's been extremely reliable, durable. He makes a lot of starts. He pitches a lot of innings. He's pitched 200 plus innings twice with the Phillies. Someone that's just really reliable, really good. And again, he wasn't bad with the Mets, but he never reached this height with the Mets.
Was he on the World Series team for the Mets? I think he was, or did he get hurt that year? Because he had Tommy John earlier in his career, right?
He did not. He was injured. He did not pitch that year.
Okay.
2015. Yeah. Good memory, dude. Impressive.
Thank you. And playoff Wheeler, dude. I mean, come on.
Yeah, big time. He's my number 5.
Great. Off to a good start.
At number 4, I have someone that you're going to have, I know, much higher. The current Eagles running back, Super Bowl champion, Saquon Barkley at number 4. Now, the reason why Saquon Barkley's 4, not higher up on this ranking for me, is because it's been one season with the Eagles. But obviously, it was an extremely impactful season. You really can't impact a team more in 1 year than Saquon did for the Eagles. But because it's only been 1 year with the Eagles, I have him at number 4. I mean, I don't even know where to be. And Saquon Barkley, similar to Zach Wheeler, drafted by the New York team, drafted by the Giants. Controversial pick, but had a really good career with the Giants. His rookie season, he burst onto the scene, was terrific. After that, his numbers, if you look at just the traditional stats, they say that he's good but not great, and a lot of that's because the Giants' offensive line was terrible, the Giants' offense was terrible, the Giants were just a miserable organization that were holding him back. And clearly they were holding him back because he goes to a good organization with a good offense, with a good quarterback, with a great offensive line, and he's the best player in the NFL. So there you go. Saquon Barkley, number 4.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that as far as the reasoning goes that he hasn't been there long enough. I think that is a fair argument. So, no qualms for me.
And I also understand why someone would say the impact was so significant. They won the Super Bowl. He was the best player on the team all year. Why he'd be higher up. But that's just where I have
you could argue it was the best season from a running back ever. I mean, he broke the rushing record for, including playoffs. I don't know. I think he might have done it on fewer attempts, but I'm not sure. But just that fact alone, combined with, yes, Super Bowl champion, and just the most fun season that I can remember rooting for one athlete in particular was Saquon Barkley this year. And, the fact that they got him from the Giants and the Giants fans hate him just makes it that much sweeter for me because I'm a hater. Fair. Yes.
No, there is something to that. I think there's something about this ranking that I factor in a little bit how the player, at what point the player went from one team to the other team. Like I mentioned with Zach Wheeler, drafted by the Mets, never reached that height, goes to the Phillies as a free agent. The Phillies were willing to pay him. The Mets weren't willing to give him that contract. And then he goes on to be an elite starting pitcher with the Phillies, and he never got to be with the Mets. And the Mets have to deal with it in their division. See him being a top 3 starting pitcher for all these years. So I think there's something to that where the Giants fans, not only did they lose the player, they lost him to the rival, the Eagles. They see him have this amazing season, and then they see him win the Super Bowl. So I think there's definitely an aspect of that I think helps both of those guys get in my top 5.
For sure. Yep.
Number 3, Bobby Abreu. So I really liked Bobby Abreu as a Yankee. Like, he was one of my favorite Yankee players during his time with the Yankees. And the reason was because he did what I valued
He is
before most
definitely
people
your
valued it.
type of player, yeah.
Before most people valued it, though.
Yeah, yep.
He was a guy that got on base. He walked a lot, hit for good amount of power with the Yankees. He also was a great base runner. He stole bases. He was a good all-around player. He was a good defensive right fielder, even though he was afraid of the wall. I don't know if you knew about that. That was a whole thing with him
I
where he
did.
was like afraid of the
Yes.
wall. Yeah.
Yep.
That said, I liked him with the Yankees. He was on the Yankees for 3.5 seasons. 3 seasons plus the post-deadline. But what he did with the Phillies was incredible. He was a really, really high-end star with the Phillies. Going off WAR in 1998, 6.4, 5.1, 6.2, 5.2, 5.8, 5.4, 5.6. I mean, that is a high-end star-level player. Hit for a lot of power at the Phillies. He has everything. He would steal, you're looking at 31 homers, 20 homers, 25 homers, 20 homers, and you're looking at 27 stolen bases, 28 stolen bases, 36 stolen bases. A guy, 393 on base, 416, 446, 413, 409, a high on base guy, high slug guy, did everything. Played a really good outfield. And he was really, really good for the Phillies until they moved on from him and sent him to the Yankees at the trade deadline. I think that was 2006. Yeah, 2006.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, with him being there. Great player. He's definitely one of my earliest memories is him in the home run derby when I was a kid.
I remember that.
Did he win that home run derby? I think he made it pretty far.
Let me look it up.
Gosh, that must have been like 2002, maybe? I don't even know. Maybe even earlier.
I don't recall if he won that. In 2005.
Was it that late? Wow.
Yeah,
No.
2005. He won the home run derby.
He must have been in another one then, and he didn't win because I feel like I don't know. I feel like I was a lot younger than that, but maybe. Yeah, great player. I think now it's a little bit of revisionist history in Philadelphia with him for a couple reasons. One, the team just sucked while he was there, so not really his fault. He was still a really good player, but just when your team doesn't really have success, you're not really remembered too fondly. The other thing you alluded to was just his style of play, right? Especially back in the early 2000s, just wasn't really appreciated like it is now.
Yeah, correct.
So I think those two things, he's I wouldn't say he's like a controversial figure because no one really like hates Bobby Abreu in Philadelphia, but he certainly doesn't get like the level of respect that some of the other greats in Philly's history that you hear get talked about. But in terms of this list, I think it's perfect guy for this spot in this list.
In 9 years with the Phillies, he produced 47.2 wins above replacement. Incredible. Like I said, he was really good with the Yankees too.
Yeah, your kind of player. Nice.
He really was my kind of player for sure. Are you ready for number 2?
I'm ready.
This was one of my childhood favorite athletes.
Wow.
From the NHL. That's right, hockey fans. Center, Eric Lindros. I loved Eric Lindros.
Really?
Yeah. And I remember
just
as a
in general,
kid,
or specifically when he came to NYR?
Okay, so great question. I remember being a kid. Now, of course, this is a long time ago. The way I remember the story is probably not exactly what happened, but the way I recall it is I loved Eric Lindros. I used to play with him in all the video games, and every video game I played, I used to play as the Rangers in like a franchise and trade for Eric Lindros.
Nice. Oh man.
And then they traded for
happened.
Eric Lindros, and then it happened.
Wow. I still do that to this day.
There was something about his play style that I really enjoyed. He was really big, really smooth, really good shot, just was really good, and probably would have been an all-time great player if he didn't have significant concussions that really slowed down his career and then, obviously ended his career.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a superstar. And for me, this is a little bit of a nostalgia thing where I just remember really young getting into sports and just something about Eric Lindros, just loving Eric Lindros, and then the Rangers got him.
Dream come true. Great feeling as a kid, man. True. Seriously, yeah.
It is. It is when one of your favorite players comes to the team that you like. I don't know how I had it, but I actually had a number 88 Flyers Eric Lindros jersey as a kid, and I don't know how I got it. I don't know how I got it. Maybe my parents knew. There's no way my dad got me a Flyers jersey though. So I don't know how I got it.
Very cool.
I had it. So Eric Lindros here, I'm pulling it up here. Okay. I'm just pulling up his bio. He was drafted in the first round, first overall, 1981.
81? No,
91, sorry.
91, yeah.
I can't see my screen right now. I'm having trouble seeing my screen. 91. Looking at the start of his career, in his rookie season, he scored 41 goals.
Wow.
41 goals, 34 assists, rookie season, a plus-minus of plus 28 with 147 penalty minutes. He was 9th in the Hart, which is the MVP voting, and he was 4th in the Calder Rookie of the Year. Kind of crazy. He scored 41 goals and 75 points and was 4th in the Rookie of the Year voting. So that's an incredible season. And then he came back the second year, 44 goals, 97 points. This guy was just incredible. He had a 47-goal season in the 95-96 season. He was, let's see, with the Flyers, he scored 40-plus 4 times, and he scored 30-plus 6 times. He played with the Flyers for, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons. And the only time he scored under 30, he scored 29 in 46 games, and he scored 27 in 55 games. So,
wow.
Yeah. He was a big-time goal scorer and a big-time player. A bunch of all-star appearances, all-star game appearances pretty much every year of his Flyers career. He won the Hart Trophy in the 94-95 season, and he finished top 10 in the Hart every year except twice with the Flyers. And then he goes to the Rangers, and he was really good with the Rangers. In 2001 to 2002 season, 37 goals, 36 assists, 73 points, and then the injury started to happen. But even in his second season, he played a full season, 81 games, put up 53 points, 19 goals, and he wasn't the same after that. He had some injuries, but his first season with the Rangers was really good. His second season, if I recall correctly, I think it was about the first half of the season was really good. Then he had some injury issues, and a guy that his career was derailed at that point because of the concussions, but he was such a great player. And then he tried to hang on and he went to Toronto and Dallas, which we don't care about for this conversation. But Eric Lindros, number 2 on my list. I'm going to say that that's more of a nostalgia thing why I have him so high, as opposed to the impact he had on the Rangers specifically. The impact was there on the Flyers. For the Rangers, it was impactful, but it was one amazing season, or one great season, one good season, and then one okay season. But it was for me as a fan.
It's your list, man. So you do what you want with it. I have a couple of things like that on mine. So have at it, man. More power to you.
Number 1. And we're going to have the same number 1. And everyone's going to have the same number 1. No,
everyone
really,
should.
Everyone should. If you don't, you're wrong.
You're an idiot.
There you go. The Doctor. Julius Erving.
Dr. J.
Dr. J. I wasn't sure if we were going to count this at first, by the way, because it wasn't the same professional basketball. It wasn't like the NBA as we know now when he played in the ABA.
Okay. It's the same franchise, though.
Yeah, and the Nets were actually... And then I was thinking, well, the Nets were New Jersey. Then I was like, oh, wait a second. They weren't New Jersey. They were the New York Nets at the time.
Yep, that's right.
One of the best basketball players in the history of the game. Just an elite player with the Nets. Obviously, most known for his days with the 76ers. But he played for the Nets from 73 to 74 season, the 74 to 75 season, and the 75 to 76 season. 84 games. So I'm not going to go through the stats, but elite stats. Field goal percentage over 50, the points, everything, rebounds, everything. And then he went to the Sixers and became a Hall of Famer.
Yep, NBA champion. The last time that the 76ers won the championship, 1983.
1983. In that season, he averaged 21.5 points per game, shot 52%, 7 rebounds. They didn't really track all these advanced stats, so we can't really dive into that.
Yeah, great player. He should be the number one on everyone's list. So he plays for the New York Nets, and they were part of the ABA at the time. But from all accounts, obviously we weren't alive back then, but all accounts, he's like the face of the ABA. And then he comes over to the 76ers. He's great for them, wins a championship, and made it to like a lot of the he was just getting bounced in like the Eastern Conference Finals by the Celtics. I think they made it to another one that they lost to the Lakers in the 80s too. So he was really good. He's like the face of basketball in Philadelphia. You know, you could argue Allen Iverson, Dr. J, maybe Wilt. But awesome player. And like a lot of people say that he was kind of like the Jordan before Jordan, you know?
I've heard that, yeah. Yeah, he's one of those players, it's like almost like a mythical creature. Yeah. Like people will just talk about him as if like, because I mean, for us, we never saw him play, obviously, but it's he's just viewed in such high regard. All right, so what do you think, man?
I love it. Yeah, I have 3 of the same people as yours, so I guess we don't really have to go into that. But I can tell you the differences. And I think we have a little bit of a different, yes. We have
Let's
to
review
swap
real quickly.
A couple things.
So Zach Wheeler, I have at number 5, Saquon Barkley at number 4, Bobby Abreu number 3, Eric Lindros at number 2, and Dr. J, Julius Erving at number 1 of my top 5 players to have played for New York and Philly teams with a significant impact on both cities.
Yes.
Have to throw that in there.
Make sure you give that disclaimer. Yeah.
You have to.
You have to. I agree. All right. So for me, maybe I'll start with 1, 2, 3 because my 4 and 5 are different than yours. So is that fair? Yeah.
Yeah, because we know you're number 1. You already gave it away.
Yes. So my number 1 is the Dr. J, for all of the same reasons that we just said. God, I wish that the 76ers had some level of success in my lifetime, like they did with Julius Erving. That must have been a swell time as a Philadelphia basketball fan. So I used to have, speaking of jerseys, I used to have his, I was a big jersey guy, especially when I was a kid. I used to have a lot of jerseys. I actually had a really nice New York Nets Julius Erving jersey when I was a kid.
Wow, traitor.
It was very cool. No, it's okay. Basketball jerseys are okay. It's like a tank top, you know, so you can kind of wear whatever. So that's my number 1. My number 2 is Saquon Barkley, and I understand why he was lower on your list, but to me, again, he's going to be, at least as long as he's not the worst running back in the NFL over the next 2 years, like he's going to be well enough to like firmly cement himself in the number 2 spot, I believe. But I mean, the main reason was just the impact. I mean, he was the missing piece for them. You know, they had fallen short the past couple of years. He comes in and just breaks the rushing record. He's the best player on the field. He hit so many home runs. Like, just when they needed a big run, he was just there to deliver. He throws blocks. You know, he picks up blitzes. He catches the ball. He's the best player I've ever seen. I love him. And he's number 2. My number 3 is Bobby Abreu. So I actually think he was your number 3 too. So the 2 differentiators, man, I think mine are going to be very controversial. And this is also a little bit of play on my nostalgia as well. But number 4, one of my favorite players in basketball over the past decade plus has been Mr. James Harden. I love James Harden. I always have. I loved him when he was on the Thunder. Absolutely loved watching him in Houston. And there was a chance that the 76ers were going to trade for him when he was on the Rockets before he got traded to the Nets. And at that time, they were going to put a huge package together, actually centered around Tyrese Maxey. And the Rockets refused, and they ended up trading him to the Nets, obviously. And has a good, year and a half for the Nets. That team came within a couple of, an inch of making it to the, was it the conference finals or the,
that would have
was
got
the
them to the conference
finals.
finals. Yeah.
Yeah. Durant's foot on the line, famously, for that shot against the Bucks in Game
But
6 or 7.
Do you remember Harden in that series? You remember
Harden was injured that series.
He was really injured. Like
Yeah.
really bad sprained ankle, I think it was.
Yeah. I think it might have been. I don't remember. It was some kind of leg injury, but I think it was a hamstring. Yeah.
Maybe.
Still had a pretty good game in that Game 7, though, but obviously they fell short. The problem with that team was that they just never played together. That big three just didn't. I think they ended up playing 20-something games together.
Yeah. They never played together. It was, yes, for sure. That was
so much like your reaction when your beloved Rangers traded for Lindros. Although I was 29 at the time, actually older. I was 31. I was 30 or 31 at the time. I had a similar reaction when they traded for Harden. I was so happy.
It is similar though because they were both past their prime. When Lindros went to the Rangers, he was past his prime. When Harden went to the Sixers, he was past his prime. He was still a good player, but he was much past his prime.
Yeah, sure. Still a really good player, but he and Joel had worked so well together, and he was the perfect player that Joel needed. He really unlocked the 2-man game with Embiid, and he was a very good 76er. People are going to look back on his time and scoff because of the way that it ended and because of his performance in Game 7 against the Celtics, and just the whole contract situation, the way that played out. But he was a very good 76er. He led the league in assists when the year that Joel won his MVP, Harden was there leading the league in assists. And Embiid missed a couple games in that playoff, that second season where they were up 3-2 on the Celtics in the conference finals. We all thought that was finally the year they were going to break through. He Embiid missed a couple games in the first 2 series of that playoffs, and he single-handedly won 2 games for them in that Boston Celtics series. Game 1 at Boston, he dropped 45 with no Embiid, including a game-winning step back over Al Horford. And then in Game 4, I think it was, Sixers were down 2-1 in the series. Game 4, clock's winding down. Embiid finds Harden in the corner. He hits a game-winning shot with a couple seconds left to go, and they tied the series at 2-2. Go back up to Boston. They win Game 5, come back to Philly, lose Game 6, and then Game 7 was, as we've spoken about on the podcast, the Mother's Day Massacre. They never had a chance, but that was the closest that they've been to getting past the second round since 2001. I mean, they were up 3-2 on the Celtics, and everybody just shit themselves. So I love Harden. Didn't really work out the way we wanted it to, but I think that the team, again, like I said, really kind of unlocked that next level for Joel. And I will look back very fondly as his time as a 76er. So he's my number 4. I know you're not a big Harden fan, but
no,
that's my reasoning, and I'm sticking to
it. We'll save my thoughts for Harden. It's not, you already know, but we'll save it for a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So you have Dr. J.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Saquon Barkley.
Saquon. Abreu.
Bobby. Yep.
Harden. And James Harden.
Yep.
And then, so who is your number 5?
Number 5. This is a deep cut. This is also pretty nostalgic for me. Number 5 for me is defensive lineman Hugh Douglas, who played for the Eagles and was drafted by the New York Jets in the 90s, late 90s. So a lot of people listening to this might not even know who Hugh Douglas is. But I wanted to get an Eagle and a Jet just because, you love the Jets. I love the Eagles. Hugh Douglas was part of a very good Eagles defense for when I first started watching football. So I broke into becoming an Eagles fan in the early 2000s, like 2001, 2002. And the Eagles were really good then. And specifically, their defense was awesome. And Hugh Douglas was a really big part of that. what a lot of people might not know is that he was drafted by the New York Jets and actually played pretty well for them.
That's the part I didn't know, that he was actually good for the Jets.
That's right. What was it, 22 sacks his first 3 years in the NFL as a defensive tackle? Pretty good.
Yeah,
defensive
he had 10 sacks, 10 sacks his rookie year, 8 sacks his second year, 4 his third, and yeah, so 22 sacks in his first 3 years with the Jets.
Pretty good. Defensive rookie of the year, but wasn't a elite level player by any means, but still a very good showing for the first few years. And much like Zach Wheeler and Saquon Barkley, when they got to Philadelphia, he started flourishing, had a really good career with the Eagles, and played for a long time, and was part of, again, a really key part of those early 2000s Eagles defenses that were really good, went to the Super Bowl, fell short. But that era of Eagles football for me will always just kind of hold a special place. Just because that's when I first started watching football. So, and I have some really good memories of that team.
You know what's interesting about Hugh Douglas? I'm a Jets fan, and I knew he was drafted by the Jets, but I only think of him as an Eagle. Because by the time he was on the Eagles in 1998, I was 7 years old.
I was going to say, yeah, you were a child.
Yeah, so when I think of Hugh Douglas, like, I knew he was drafted by the Jets, but I didn't realize he was actually good with the Jets. I really did not realize that. But yeah, rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year, 10 sacks. I mean, that's, and they didn't play. They didn't play the 17 games then. So
yeah,
he played 15 games. He started 3, which is kind of crazy. He had 10 sacks. Started 3 games.
Well, starting. I mean, they rotate guys in. So, well, that's kind of the point of this this ranking, though. Like, I don't think anyone would think of New York Yankees when they hear the name Bobby Abreu. Same rule applies. James Harden. No one's going to think Philadelphia 76ers when they hear James Harden.
No one's going to think Brooklyn Nets either. You're going to think Houston Rockets.
That's a fair point.
You're going to think Houston Rockets and Beard and Fat.
Yep.
So you got Dr. J, Saquon, Bobby Abreu, James Harden, and Hugh Douglas. 1 through 5.
Hugh Douglas, host for WIP, very entertaining, very
really
wild guy. Yeah, he does the midday show, and he's he's very funny, very entertaining. He's good. He's a good listen.
I'm never going to listen to that.
Maybe we should get him on.
Reach out. I'm sure he would. I'm sure he'll come on.
I'll tell him. I'll tell him he was in my ranking. That's that'll sweeten the deal.
Just send him the ranking, and then ask him to come on. Talk about it. Talk about his days with the Jets. Bill Parcells was the coach when he was on the Jets.
Wow.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Thoughts on our rankings overall? Anything that surprised you?
No, nothing surprised me. I guess I'm just surprised that Lindros was so high on your list, but after hearing your reasoning, it makes sense. So all good.
No, after explaining it, I actually think he should have been number 5.
Really?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think he should have been 5th on my list. If I could redo it, I would have Lindros as 5th and move everyone else up one spot.
Well, guess what? You have the power. I think the Zach Wheeler thing is really good choice. So I think a lot of people will probably have him on their lists.
Yeah, I also think that our lists accurately resemble what we value.
Yes.
In terms of performance and athletes. Like I
crossovers and step back threes versus actual
efficiency.
Value and
yeah.
Efficiency and defense.
I said well I pushed off the James Harden conversation for a second just because it's simple. I don't value James Harden because especially his years with the Sixers, he was a very inefficient player. I mean, his first year with the Sixers, he shot like 41%. I mean, that's pretty bad. And for a player that's really bad at defense and doesn't really try in defense, to make up for it, you have to not only have the high volume at offense, but you need to be really efficient on offense, especially if you're getting paid to be like a max player, to be the second best player. So that's my issues with James Harden. As an overall career, James Harden, while overall still pretty inefficient, for the majority of his career, he was efficient enough given the volume where it was still incredible. And James Harden, at his best, was just a phenomenal offensive player. And the one thing that you said, though, about the two-man game with Embiid, I think that was incredible. I think him, Harden, and Embiid together on the pick and roll was so challenging for opposing defenses to stop.
Mm-hmm.
I get your love for him, though. I just don't value that type of player.
Fair enough. Well, you're wrong.
Well, obviously. I don't think I was surprised by any of yours. I know you love James Harden. You know what? I'm surprised about the Hugh Douglas. I didn't think of Hugh Douglas at all. That one did surprise me, and partly because I didn't think of him as anything other than the guy that was drafted by the Jets and left at some point. I didn't realize he was actually good with the Jets.
Hey, that's what I'm here for, man.
You're teaching me every day.
I know. You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, let's share some of the subscriber rankings.
Yeah, let's do it.
Subscriber number 1 at Broad Street Bleeder. That's an Eagles fan. 5 through 1. You want me to do 5 first?
Yes.
Okay. James Harden.
All right. This guy's awesome.
This is Sistad's burner.
Yeah.
Oh, I love number 4, by the way. I considered him. Billy Wagner.
Oh, very nice.
I love that one. I appreciate that.
Wow.
Number 3. This is a weird thing. We all have the same number 3s. Bobby Abreu.
Okay.
Number 2. This is a curveball changeup. What do you want to call it? Sweeper?
Who do you got?
Herm Edwards.
Oh, okay.
Herm Edwards played for the Eagles. Obviously, he's most known for that fumble recovery.
Miracle in the Meadowlands.
Miracle in the Meadowlands. And he coached for the Jets. And he was a pretty good head coach for the New York Jets. And then he has a famous saying in the press conference, we play to win the game. This is a change-up curveball answer because it's top 5 players who played for both New York and Philly, not a player and coach, but I do appreciate the outside-the-box thought here. And I love Herm Edwards, so
Nostalgia.
Pretty good for number 2, though.
You're a sucker for nostalgia today. Yeah.
Number 1. You obviously know who number 1 is based on who we haven't mentioned yet, and this is an Eagles fan. Saquon Barkley. Number
Beautiful.
1. So Broad Street Bleeder is representing the Eagles pretty well. But okay. All right, here we go.
Billy Wagner. Wow.
I know. I like that one.
That's a good one, man. Yeah.
Next subscriber ranking at Shea Faithful 88. This must be a Mets fan.
What gave it away?
Pre-City Field days.
Okay.
Maybe it's someone mocking the Mets.
Maybe.
All right. Number 1.
No. Come on, dude. This guy.
Okay. Number 5. Saquon Barkley.
Definitely New York fan.
Obviously. Nice of them to have Saquon on the list at all.
Yeah.
Number 4. Billy Wagner.
Wow. Blind spot for you and I, huh?
Yeah. Number 3. This one really threw me off. Raul Ibanez.
Raul.
What did I say?
Raul? What the hell? What is wrong with you, man? You can't read Raul?
To me, that sounds the same.
Raul sounds like Raul.
No, you exaggerated what I said.
No, dude, play it back. You said Raul.
Play it back. I don't know how to play it back.
You sounded like Raphael without the F.
Nadal.
No. I meant, okay.
Okay. Yeah. Raul.
You can't say it.
I can't say
it. Just say Ibanez. Raul Ibanez.
Raul Ibanez.
Oh my God, dude. You really can't say it.
Yeah, I guess I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my gosh.
All right. Number 2.
So hold on. What do you think of that? Ibanez? I mean, pretty good. Pretty good Philly. He had a couple good
Ibanez
years.
had a
09,
crazy
11,
playoff run. He had a crazy
in
playoff run with
09.
the Yankees. Yeah. No.
When was
Wait, what were you
that?
saying? That
I was just
was
going to say, when was that? Because he was good with the Phillies in like 09, 10, and 11, I believe. So it must have been, was it 2012?
I think it was 2011 or 12.
Yeah, just ask Siri. Rayal Ibanez stats.
Oh man. All right. 2012.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's a good one, though. Because he was
Yeah.
good Philly.
He was so big and so clutch in that 2012 playoff run.
Yeah.
And then he was a really good Philly. He played for the Phillies for how long?
3 years.
09, 10, 11. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was good.
Yeah.
Not in 11. In 09 and in 2009, 2010, he was good. He was not good in 2011. But anyway. Okay. But yeah, that was a good one. All right. Where are we here? Number 2. Zach Wheeler.
Okay.
This person likes their baseball.
Yeah.
Number 1, Bobby Abreu. So
Very
Shea Faithful
baseball
88, a big baseball fan.
Yeah.
And then threw a bone to Saquon.
That was nice of him.
All right. Speaking of Saquon, the next subscriber ranking at NYG for Life 93.
Love it.
This is a Giants fan, man.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
How can you tell? Okay.
For the rest of their lives, too.
Yeah. That's right.
Number 5. This one I thought about and did not put in my top 5. Lenny Dykstra.
Yes, I thought about doing that too. Good.
Number 4. Lenny Dykstra, very good.
Yeah, very good for Phils and the Mets. Yeah.
Number 4. Bobby Abreu.
He's going to make the list the most.
Saquon.
Okay. All right.
You realize that no one else has Dr. J?
I know. That's crazy to me.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Number 3, this guy. This is like a baseball version of Dr. J, but not nearly as good. Tug McGraw. Because most people don't know who he is.
World champion.
Number 2.
Phils.
Number 2. This person has same as my number 2. You know, I think it's wrong. Eric Lindros.
Nice.
And number 1, Saquon Barkley. Look at this Giants fan.
The NYG
respecting
for life.
The truth.
This guy.
Yeah.
This guy knows
Once
ball,
a Giant,
as the kids
always
say.
a Giant. All right, next one. You ready? At Pinstripe Poppy. Probably a Yankees fan. Probably.
I don't know. All 3 baseball teams have pinstripes. So.
Yeah, but everyone knows that when you refer to a team as pinstripes, you're typically referring to them as Yankees.
Okay. All right.
That Yankee elitism, you know?
That's right.
Okay. Number 5, Zach Wheeler.
Okay.
Number 4,
Bobby Abreu.
Ibanez. Ibanez.
Yeah, just don't even try. That's good.
Number 3, Billy Wagner.
Another baseball fan.
Number 2, someone we haven't heard yet, Dick Barnett. You know who that is?
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, that's good. Basketball player. Dick Barnett was drafted by the 76ers. His rookie year was 1959 to 1960 season. He played 57 games with the 76ers. And he scored 12.4 points per game.
Nice.
In his second year with the Sixers, he scored 17 points per game.
Okay.
Then he went to the Lakers for a couple of years, and then he came to the Knicks, and he broke out. In 1965 to 1966, he scored 23 points per game.
Wow.
He put up 17 a game, 18 a game, 18 a game, 15 a game, 15 a game, 12 a game, and then the last couple of years were bad. So, okay, you know what? That's a good one.
Yeah. Dick Barnett.
Started with the Sixers, was very effective. You know, this is a different time, obviously. Interesting. Yeah. You didn't hear of him, and I wouldn't have thought to include him.
Did you know who he was?
Yeah.
Huh, okay. Wow. Okay. Sorry. Excuse me. Mr. Basketball Historian over here.
He played with Clyde.
Oh, cool.
I think the beginning of Clyde's career. Okay, so that one was interesting and threw me for a ride. Oh, and Pinstripe Poppy's number 1, Bobby Abreu.
Wow.
Bobby
I think
Abreu's getting
Bobby
some
Abreu's
love
going to
here.
have the most hits.
All right. We have 2 more for you.
Okay.
At Flyer Die Daily. Should I say it? Should I make the joke? Number 5. Second appearance on these rankings. Tug McGraw.
Wow.
Number 4. First time we've heard this name. Martin Streit.
Martin.
Played for the Islanders, played for the Flyers. Martin.
Come on, dude.
Actually, I was going to say Marty.
You should have.
All right. Lenny Dykstra is number 3. Speaking of mispronouncing names, number 2. This person is dedicated to hockey. Give him credit. First time this person's on the list, although someone that I considered to make my top 5. John Van Breesbrook. How do I pronounce that? John Van Beesbrook.
Yes. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but I think you got John right.
Joan.
Yeah.
Long time Islander, played for the Flyers and Islanders, so he is the number 2. And then Flyer Die Daily, sticking with their hockey. Eric Lindros, number 1. So 2 baseball, 3 hockey.
Nice.
And 2 people that we haven't had on this list yet. Okay. Last, at Brunch with Rachel. I don't know if a fan they are.
We don't know where their allegiance lies.
Number 5, Eric Lindros.
Okay, so he's
number
made it a pretty good amount of times.
Yeah, he has been. Number 4, second time, Dick Barnett.
Nice.
Number 3, there you go, James Harden.
All right.
Number 2, Saquon Barkley.
Now we're talking.
And number 1, the clear winner of this all, Bobby Abreu.
It is Bobby Abreu.
Dude, this is weird. Like, Abreu's not clear. Like, it's kind of strange that he's number 1 on someone's list.
Why hasn't anyone said Julius Erving?
I don't know.
That's crazy to me.
It's crazy.
It's actually, like, crazy. And if you and I are agreeing on it, then what's going on?
Well, you know, Dr. J wasn't on my list originally either.
Really?
Yeah, my dad texted me and reminded me about him.
Oh, dude, he was. I mean, I didn't even have to look anything up. Wow.
I didn't think of him initially. I thought of him. Well, I was like, well, he was on the Nets, so I wasn't going to count it. My dad had to remind me that it was actually the New York Nets at the time because I wasn't going to count the New Jersey Nets in this.
I see what you're saying.
Okay,
yeah, all right.
I didn't remember. Like I knew about it, but not on top of my mind that the Nets were actually New York Nets.
Right.
Back when.
Okay.
I'm surprised how high Bobby Abreu is. Not that he's on these lists, that he's number 1. How many times is he number 1? 3 times?
Fan favorite, man. Wow.
I wouldn't even been surprised if he wasn't on these lists at all.
Yeah, same.
Interesting. So that's our biggest takeaway is what is up with the love of Bobby Abreu and what is up with everybody forgetting Dr. J.
Yes.
Everything else is okay.
Explain yourselves.
You said that very authoritarianly.
My list is better than yours.
Your list is impeccable. Good job.
That's right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. You have a surprise twist to give us.
Surprise twist. Yeah, are you ready for it?
I'm ready.
All right. So, there is a few athletes who have played for the Philadelphia team and both New York teams. So that would be someone who played for the Eagles and the Giants and the Jets. Someone who played for the Sixers and the Nets and the Knicks. So the talent pool shrinks quite a bit. There is not a lot of people to choose from. But I did come up with I didn't do like a top 5. I just did the best player from each sport that played for all 3 teams, if that makes sense.
That does make sense.
Okay.
I'm very intrigued by this list. This is a twist.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think in my head who this is. I'm not coming up with anyone.
So you will not get anyone in the NFL. The best player who's played for the Philadelphia Eagles, the New York Giants, and the New York Jets. Who could forget Mr. Adam Schreiber, who played for the Eagles from 1986 to 1988. He played for the Jets from 1988 to 1989, and the Giants from 1994 to 1996. I can't even look up any stats for you because he was an offensive lineman. He was a center/guard.
So when you say the best one, he's the only one.
He's the one that happened to play the most. I mean, there's a couple others, like this one guy. Nobody. So there has not been one skill position player to play for all three teams. I'm pretty sure they're all linemen.
That's crazy. How is that possible?
There's only 5 who have played for all three. Only 5 players ever.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Yep. And this guy, Adam Schreiber, I chose him because he just played the most games with all three teams. So he played 27 games for the Eagles, 47 games for the Giants, and 23 games for the Jets. There was a guy named Lee Riley who played back in the 50s and 60s. He played 33 games with the Eagles, 12 games with the Giants, 26 games with the Jets. So he's up there too. But then you have a couple guys. Some guy named John Booty. Actually, this guy played a decent amount too. He was like late 80s, early 90s. But yeah, literally nobody noteworthy, not one name you'd recognize on that list.
That's very surprising to me.
Yeah.
It just seems like football players, especially in the last 10, 15 years, move around so often.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that it's only that many.
That's
crazy.
That's it. Only 5. All right.
What sport
are you doing next? What sport do you want to move on to next? All right, let's go to hockey next.
Okay. Well, when we get to baseball, let me guess some baseball ones because I'm much more of a baseball person. I have some names in my mind.
Okay.
So let me guess the baseball ones. But yeah, go hockey.
Right. Hockey. Now, of course, who could forget Eastern Conference champion with the 2010 Philadelphia Flyers, Mr. Aaron. Do you know it?
Aaron?
Aaron's his first name.
I don't know, but I was going to say someone else.
Aaron Asham.
I do remember him.
Yeah, he was like a fourth line, like not very good at all. At least not for the Flyers, but yeah, he played for the Flyers in 09, 10, and was on that Eastern Conference Championship team.
I thought you were going to say, who's that guy in the Flyers? He started with the Rangers, and he was on the Flyers. He was a center. Kevin Hayes.
Kevin Hayes? No, he never played for the Islanders, I don't think.
Oh, that's right. I thought he did play for the Islanders for a year.
Mm-mm.
For some reason, I thought he played for the Islanders or for the Devils. He played. That's not what we're doing.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. So we'll do basketball now. Basketball, I forgot about the whole New Jersey Nets thing, so I'm just gonna say the names that I had and whatever.
Because you counted the New Jersey Nets on this.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So
there's actually a couple like fun names who played for the Sixers, Knicks, and Nets. The best player of the three by far, who actually looked like he had a little bit of impact for the New York teams, was Mo Cheeks.
Oh, yeah.
Mo Cheeks, great 76er on that 83 championship team with Dr. J, Hall of Famer. But I have 2 way more fun names than Mo Cheeks.
I know one. Can I guess?
Yeah.
The guy who was in the Melo trade for the Knicks. Wilson Chandler.
That is one of the answers, yeah. But there's
more.
Good pull, but there's
any chance I can get them?
I think you can get them. Yeah, I think you can get them. Yes.
I have no idea.
So the
center. I got it. Hit
me.
DeAndre Jordan.
Wrong. But that is one of them. That's not one of the two names I was thinking of. Way more fun.
Okay.
So I will tell you that I forgot that I'll give you two. The first one,
Give me a hint.
I did not remember that this person played for the Knicks.
Give me a hint. I know. I know it because
okay,
I know.
You said you've known it twice now, and you've been wrong both times. So do you know?
I was wrong both times.
Yes. Well, no, you got them right, but that's not the person I was thinking of.
No, I know who you're thinking about now.
Okay, who is it?
I just
come on.
Okay, now I'm getting a little hesitant to say because now I'm not sure if this guy played for the Nets. I remember him playing for the Nets, but for some reason I could be misremembering. Dikembe Mutombo.
That is correct. That is one of them. Yes.
When did he play for the Nets though?
He played for them in like 03, I think. I think he might have been on the he might have been on their Eastern Conference Championship team in 03.
I think Jason Collins was their center on that team. Anyway.
Very good. Last one. This is a good one, dude.
You want to give me a hint?
One. Sure. He's white. White sniper from the early 2000s. Come on.
Keith Van Horn.
Keith Van Horn, dude. Good job on you.
I don't remember him on the Sixers.
Yeah, he was there after his stint with the Nets. So probably a little past his prime. Very
Keith
nice.
Van Horn.
Keith Van Horn, dude.
Oh my god. You know what his nickname was?
Horny.
No, really though. You don't know?
No.
It might be kind of insulting to say it, but
come on.
His nickname, at least I don't know if it was his nickname like his teammates called him that, but people in the media called him the Great White Dope.
Nice. That's good.
That's kind of mean.
It's pretty fitting for him though. Remember he wore those super high those knee-high socks he used to wear? He used to pull them all the way up to his knees.
I do remember that. Oh my god, it's funny. All right.
Yep. All right, baseball.
So
honorable mention, Mr. Bobby Abreu.
I was going to say.
It's on the list. But he's been mentioned so many times that we won't count him on this list. I have one in particular that it's a tough list because, like, again, in terms of any impact, it's very slim.
A bunch of guys jump out to me. I'm thinking about it.
I'm going to tell you that there's the one, I did pick one that perhaps you'll get, but
do you want to give me a hint about the one? Or should I just list out the guys that jump out to me?
Yeah, just do the guys that jump out to you.
D-Rob, David Robertson.
Oh, that would have been a good one. No, that's not it.
Chan-Ho Park.
That's not it either. He played like 5 games for the Phillies.
Jay Bruce.
Jay Bruce was the one I was thinking of.
Okay, nice.
Wow, look at you.
Miguel Cairo. Do you remember Miguel Cairo, second baseman?
Look at you go, dude. Now you're just showing off, man. Yeah. Jay Bruce, dude. Hit a couple bombs with the Phils.
Jay Bruce was so bad with the Yankees, he didn't even make it like a month.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he they DFA'd him in beginning of May or something.
Some people can't handle New York, man. Listen, this is why you think it's a coincidence why people went from Philadelphia or from New York and then they came to Philadelphia and they started flourishing. It's because they could not handle New York.
No, I do want to summarize this though. I do want to, as part of a wrap up for the episode, I do think that's an interesting note that we can make. Not many players went from Philly to New York and were better in New York. Much more of the players went from New York to Philly and were better with Philly.
You're right. Dr. J.
Pretty much everyone we mentioned.
Yeah, Bobby Abreu.
Except Dick Barnett.
Yeah.
and the players that went from Philly to New York, they were significantly worse.
Yeah.
Maybe that's because like New York teams are just getting the guys up to their prime, like Eric Lindros. But yeah. Was James Harden better with the Nets or the Sixers?
Probably with the Sixers because he had Embiid. Yeah, he was really good with them, but it's not. I don't know. It's probably like not as hard to lead the league in assists when you have Embiid on the floor with you. So
no, it's not. But yeah, no, it's not. And you have the ball in your hands all the time.
Yeah.
All right, so everyone, drop your top 5 in the comments. Tell us how right or wrong we were.
Tell us why you didn't put Julius Erving in your top 5.
Yes, tell us that. Tell us
he's the obvious number 1. Like, I'm sorry, he just is. Maybe it's like you said. Maybe people just thought, oh, it's the ABA. I don't really.
Apparently, Bobby Abreu is the obvious number 1.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's like, again, far and away Julius Erving. He was one of the 25 greatest basketball players of all time. He's probably the best 76er of all time. And he was, like I said, the face of the ABA when he was with the Nets. He was really good with the Nets. So, yeah, I'm dumbfounded. I can't understand it.
I don't think it was something that they consciously thought of and decided to leave him off. I think they just didn't. They missed it. Anyway, speaking of them, thank you to the subscribers who reached out with your rankings. We really appreciate it. And we're gonna have some more rankings type episodes coming up. If you have an idea that you'd like us to do, comment below. DM us on Instagram. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we won't. It depends on if Sistek can handle it or not. So.
Maybe.
Everyone, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. If you don't subscribe, please hit the subscribe button. We'll see you next time.
Philly pride insists that's all. Andrew Rappin and Wild Bulls. Together they talk sports and dreams. Right behind the scenes. It seems. Philly birds and wide. Hear the call. Who's the greatest? Who will fall with this rivalry? Now it's clear. Join the chat. It's time to cheer. Sports and culture all